Have you ever felt utterly alone in a room filled with pings and dings? In our pockets, we carry tiny screens that promise connection to everyone and everything. Yet so many of us wake up feeling isolated, swept along by a digital current that drags us farther apart. For the first time in history, human beings are more digitally connected than ever. We can video chat across continents, share every thought in an instant, and follow thousands of lives online. Yet beneath this facade of endless contact, we're discovering a quieter truth. Emotional disconnection has never been more pervasive. Notifications flood our senses. Swipe-driven dating apps reduce intimacy to an infinite marketplace. Highlight reels on social media tempt us into constant comparison. And with every tap, our capacity for genuine closeness erodes. Over the next 20 minutes, we will trace the journey from endless digital stimulation to emotional exhaustion. We'll explore the hidden forces, overstimulation, infinite choice, fear of vulnerability that chip away at our trust, patience, and emotional availability. And finally, we'll discover mindful practices that can reclaim presence, patience, and authenticity in our most important relationships. Imagine this morning routine. You wake up and reach for your phone before your feet even touch the floor. A dozen notifications flash across your screen. Group texts, email threads, social media alerts, news updates, calendar reminders. Each ping commands a sliver of your attention. Your mind snaps awake, not to the scent of coffee or the sound of birds, but to the pressure of digital demands. Throughout the day, your focus fractures further. During lunch, you scroll through feeds while attempting a conversation with a friend. You reply to messages during a meeting. You switch tabs, tune into podcasts, and skim headlines, believing you can multitask your way to productivity and social satisfaction. But research shows our brains cannot genuinely multitask. What we call multitasking is really rapid toggling. Every switch carries a cognitive cost, leaving us mentally drained. This phenomenon, attention fragmentation, undermines the very foundation of empathy and deep conversation. When we are overstimulated, we lose the capacity to listen fully. Our partner might share a worry, but our mind is already drafting a reply or craving the next notification. A friend recounts a memory, yet our brain craves fresh data. Before long, we find ourselves physically present but emotionally absent. And that absence breeds loneliness. We yearn for understanding, for moments of calm and connection. Instead, we settle for half-heard sentences, distracted eye contact, and the constant hum of digital noise. The irony is stark. Our devices promise connection, but they deliver distraction. Mini-hook, could the endless buzz of our devices be stealing our emotional bandwidth? Part 2, infinite selection and comparison. Then there's the paradox of infinite choice. A generation ago, meeting someone new meant shared spaces, cafes, classes, offices. Today, dating apps reduce potential partners to swipeable profiles. A glance at a photo, a skim of a bio. We judge, left or right. Swipe, reject, swipe again. With every flick, our brain craves novelty. We become accustomed to exploring endless options, never settling, always searching. This infinite selection mindset weakens emotional attachment by design. When someone new is always one swipe away, long-term commitment feels counterintuitive. We no longer approach love as a journey. We treat it like a series of auditions. Meanwhile, social media fans the flames of comparison. We scroll through feeds filled with lavish vacations, perfect anniversaries, and flawless selfies. These highlight reels offer no glimpse of struggle, no trace of imperfection. We judge our own relationships against these idealized snapshots and conclude that our love falls short. Comparison breeds dissatisfaction and doubt. No real relationship unfolds like a filtered video. Real love includes boredom, conflict, silence, growth, all of which flies in the face of our overstimulated cravings for constant excitement. When calm moments feel dull and routine feels predictable, we equate stability with boredom. We chase the next emotional high instead of appreciating the depth that grows from shared history and mutual support. Mini hook. When every match feels disposable, can we still learn to commit fully? Part 3. Emotional burnout and fear of vulnerability. The combined toll of distraction and comparison leads to emotional burnout. We become exhausted caretakers of our own defenses. Each disappointment, ghosting, breadcrumbing, manipulation adds another brick to the walls around our hearts. We learn to protect ourselves by limiting emotional investment. Fear of vulnerability becomes our default stance. We joke that we don't care. We mask our real feelings behind detachment, and we wear emotional numbness like armor. But that armor also blocks genuine connection. We avoid heartbreak, yet we also avoid closeness. We fool ourselves that we are in control, but what we really lose is the freedom to be seen, flaws and all. And the stakes are high. Trust erodes. Emotional availability shrinks. We long for the intimacy we once craved, yet we fear the very risk it demands. We forget that opening up to someone is not a sign of weakness, but a pathway to safety and belonging. As one anonymous voice reminds us, people want love, but they no longer trust stability. And another warns that modern life slowly made genuine connection feel harder, riskier, and more emotionally exhausting than ever before. These statements cut to the heart of our conflict, a generation that craves intimacy while fearing it. Mini hook. What if vulnerability became our greatest strength instead of our biggest fear? Turning point, recognizing the cost of digital distraction. By this point, the pattern is clear. Endless notifications fracture our minds. Infinite choice weakens our attachments. Constant comparison kills our satisfaction. Emotional burnout shrinks our capacity for trust and openness. Together, these forces undermine 4 pillars of lasting love: attention, patience, emotional availability, and authenticity. But here's the turning point. The technologies that distract us can also help us reconnect, if we choose to reclaim them. Our phones can become tools for presence instead of obstacles to it. Mindful habits can guide us out of the digital wilderness and back into heartfelt engagement. It starts with intentional choices and small shifts in our daily routines. Part 4, Solution 1, Pause and Detox. The simplest path back to presence is a digital pause. Begin with a short window each day, 15 minutes of no screens, no notifications, no distractions. Sit with your coffee. Let your mind settle. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Feel the warmth of the mug in your hands. This small ritual reminds you there is life beyond pings and alerts. Next, establish tech-free zones in your home. The dinner table and the bedroom make natural boundaries. When you cross that line, silence your phone. Notice the difference as you gather to eat, talk, or rest. These spaces become sanctuaries of calm and connection. Weekly detoxes take this further. Set aside an evening or a half day each weekend to unplug completely. No social media, no streaming, no email. Replace screen time with reading, journaling, or walking in nature. Let your brain recover from constant stimulation. Over time, you'll find your baseline anxiety decreasing and your patience returning. Digital detox isn't rejection of technology. It's reclaiming control. It's making room for presence. With less noise, your mental bandwidth grows. You'll begin to notice the small wonders in your daily interactions. A shared laugh, a thoughtful glance, a genuine smile. Mini hook. How would your relationships change with just one distraction-free hour each day? Part 5. Solution 2. Practice mindful presence. With digital noise dialed down, we can focus on mindful presence. Presence means more than being in the same room. It means engaging every sense. It means listening with the intent to understand, rather than waiting for your turn to speak. Here's an exercise. Tonight, sit with someone you care about. Place phones face down on the table. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Then ask one open question. What's on your mind right now? Resist the urge to interrupt. After they finish, pause. Let the silence linger for a moment, then offer a response grounded in empathy. Notice how full attention feels like a gift. Notice how your connection deepens. Presence can be woven into everyday tasks. When you prepare a meal together, focus on the sounds, smells, and textures. When you walk side by side, keep your phone in your pocket. Notice the world around you. When you share chores, turn off the radio and talk about your day. These micro moments stack into meaningful habits of connection. On a deeper level, presence cultivates safety. It signals to your partner or friend that they matter. It tells their brain to lower its defenses. Over time, mindful presence becomes the bedrock of trust and emotional intimacy. Part 6. Cultivating authentic connection. The final step is authenticity, sharing the parts of yourself you usually hide. Start small. Admit a worry, an insecurity, a fear. Speak from your truth, not from a curated persona. Watch how your honesty invites reciprocity. Over time, you'll build a relationship where both people feel seen and accepted. Authenticity also means tolerating imperfection. Celebrate your mistakes. Apologize when you misstep. Show that growth is part of love, not a sign of failure. Encourage your partner or friend to do the same. Respond with compassion, not judgment. This cycle of mutual vulnerability lays the groundwork for lasting partnership. True intimacy isn't constant euphoria. It's the ability to navigate calm and conflict, joy and routine, excitement and quiet presence together. It's discovering that stability can feel as thrilling as novelty when you share it with someone who truly sees you. Mini hook. Could your next act of courage be simply saying, "I'm not okay today"? Closing, a call to reconnect. We began with a paradox: more digital connection, deeper emotional disconnection. We explored how overstimulation, infinite choice, and emotional burnout erode the foundations of lasting love. And we discovered 3 practical solutions. Pause your devices. Practice mindful presence. Cultivate authenticity through vulnerability. Now the choice is yours. Every notification silenced, every full conversation, every small confession brings you closer to the genuine moments of intimacy that screens can never replicate. Love requires attention. It requires patience. It requires the courage to be fully seen. Reflect on your distractions and choose presence, patience, and vulnerability today.